Greetings family, peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru and thanks for visiting my channel. This video is about a black police officer who complained about racism. He says his department retaliated by firing him. This is reported November 17, 2016. Let's go to the story. So family, David Mitchell retired as a lieutenant with the San Diego Police Department in 2014, but he wasn't done being a police officer, so he signed on with the Chula Vista Police Department just outside San Diego. Like all lateral entry officers, he had to go through training, but as a 24-year law enforcement veteran, Mitchell didn't think it would be a hassle, his attorney said. He had been a SWAT officer and once saved a woman's life. As a ranking officer, he was already well versed in police procedures and California law. He planned to make it through his probationary period and wear the Chula Vista police badge until he was ready to call it quits for good. Then came the racist comments. So family, I'm gonna play this video for you.
It's a racial slur, and it was offensive. Fired in retaliation for reporting racism. That is the explosive allegation being made by a former Chula Vista police trainee who is now suing the department.
And 10 News reporter Allison Ash is here with a lawsuit. Allison, this isn't your average trainee.
No, not at all. In fact, David Mitchell is a seasoned veteran. He retired last year after 24 years with the San Diego Police Department. When he decided to sign on with Chula Vista PD this year, says he couldn't believe the words that came out of the mouths of his field training officers.
Racism, retaliation, for sure, and possibly age as well.
Those are the reasons why David Mitchell believes he was fired from the Chula Vista Police Department before he even finished his 10-week training. In a civil lawsuit filed this week, Mitchell claims he was fired in retaliation for reporting two comments made by two separate field training officers.
He referred to the area as N-word heel. I thought that term was inappropriate, it was derogatory, it's a racial slur, and it was offensive.
The former San Diego Police Department lieutenant says another field training officer referred to a messy home using another racially loaded word. He reported the comments to his command.
The city actually rallied behind the racist and threw Mr. Mitchell under the bus.
Attorney Dan Gillian says Chula Vista PD fired Mitchell in retaliation for reporting the slurs, even though they told the veteran officer he had not passed probation and was fired.
You're always going to have a bad cop in every police department, but when they get exposed, then the city or the police department should act on them and correct that problem and not fire the person who complained about it.
Mitchell's lawsuit seeks unspecified damages, including legal fees. But Mitchell says what he really wants to do is get back to serving the public, even if it's on the Chula Vista Police Department.
99.9% of the men and women who work for the Chula Vista Police Department are hardworking, honorable.
I reached out to the Chula Vista Police Department, but the captain there told me to contact the city attorney's office. Now, they tell me that they're aware of the complaint, but they haven't seen it and can't comment on it, adding, though, that they take allegations of this nature very serious.
So were there any other factors involved with his firing?
Well, it also says in the lawsuit that they complained about his driving. They said his driving was not up to par and that he was learning new procedures a little bit too slowly. Mitchell's attorney, of course, says that that is ridiculous, they're nitpicking, and that of course he is fit to be an officer.
You'll stay on top of it.
So family, before I really move into something else, I want to stay on point of what we just heard, that at the very end when the one anchor asked if there was anything else, they went into saying how he had trouble with his driving and also that he was kind of slow at learning. That is absolutely bullshit. We know this is just a smoke screen. They just put that down as something to report against him, especially being a black man. This man is a lieutenant. He's a 24-year rather, law enforcement veteran. And then they're going to say he had problems with his driving and he was slow at learning. I think these white supremacists who are wearing blue uniforms, those are the ones who are very slow at learning because they haven't learned yet how to treat people as human beings. They're very slow at learning how to do that. I'm trying to figure out what kind of people are they. But I digress. I want to stay on point here. I want to touch back on the point where then came the racist comments because I want to read it as they said it so that you understand the offensive-ness of it and how offended he was and why this was a deal. And then I also want to cover something that they just didn't cover in that segment of that video. So it goes that Mitchell was in Chula Vista's Woodland Park last summer when a training officer said, quote, "They used to call this Nigger Hill," according to a lawsuit. Then the officer recounted how once, in the heat of a high-speed chase, he had almost blurted out Nigger Hill as the location. Later, Mitchell and another training officer were called to a house that was, quote, "messy and dirty," unquote, for a domestic incident. The suit said when they left, the training officer told Mitchell, quote, "That's some jigaboo trailer trash shit, dude," unquote. Now, jigaboo, of course, is a racial slur for black people. And here too is another example of a jigaboo. So family, during another call at a bar, a field training officer referred to the patrons as Nancy's, a derogatory term for gay people. Mitchell, who was black, told the training officer supervisor about the comments and filed a complaint with the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, his attorney said. Quote, "This is really just an experienced lieutenant, a level-headed person who's doing the right thing and reporting it," unquote, the lawyer Don Gillian told the Washington Post. Quote, "This is not someone who's complaining about a hostile environment and saying I'm being harmed by this. Sometimes people make mistakes. They say stupid things. And as long as it gets handled appropriately, the department can improve," unquote. Instead, Gillian said the department retaliated. Mitchell's lawsuit says that after complaining, he was placed on administrative leave while the city hired an outside law firm to investigate his claims. 2 months later, his supervisor told him to come back to the office and to make sure his police equipment was available to be turned over, the lawsuit said. Mitchell's complaints were unfounded, the city told him, and he was being fired. On September 9th, 2015, Mitchell took the first step towards suing Chula Vista. The actions of the officers could be remedied, his attorney said, but the retaliation had bigger ramifications. Quote, "When you punish someone for speaking out, you're really taking 2 steps back," unquote, Gillian said. "You're sending a message, quote, 'Don't you dare speak up because look what happened to Mitchell,' unquote." Chula Vista Assistant City Attorney Bart Maisfeld told the Post he couldn't comment on the case. So, the city of Chula Vista officially settled with Gillian for $175,000 this week. In return, Gillian has dropped his discrimination lawsuit, and his attorney says the department has taken a hard look at racial insensitivity in its ranks. So family, what do you think? Because I feel like he kind of sold himself short. $175,000 is a lot of money, sure it is, but he really had probably a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the police department, especially when you're talking about men in blue when they serve and protect. and then they treat someone like this. He was a whistleblower, and under the whistleblower law, he should have been protected, and instead they retaliated against him, which is against the law. So I really feel he sold himself short in this lawsuit. I really wish right in these days that we had someone like Johnny Cochran around who could fight for justice for people like this man here. I think he sold himself short, though. Maybe he just wanted to get rid of this and put this behind him and move on. But because a lot of times that's what we just want to do, is just move on from some kind of negativity that we're faced with. And why are we faced with it? Behind who? I won't say. I'll let you think about it. So family, what do you think about this video? I'm sorry I'm a little low on this video, but my wife is sleeping right now, so I gotta be respectful. But thank you very much for your time watching this video. If you do like it, please like it, share it, and if you're watching it, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Guru, and until the next video, peace and love to you and yours. I'm out.